the section on missing data. In this section, we look at certain methods like is null and not null methods to identify missing data, and we'll see how we can fill missing data with interpolation and some other methods. We'll also see certain methods to deal with missing data. This is the documentation on Pandas about missing data. You can read more about any specific method or look at examples in here. We'll look at some examples from here and see the methods that we have to deal with missing data. Again, feel free to explore more of the documentation on various methods and examples related to missing data here. Thank you, everyone. Hello everyone and welcome. In this lecture we'll look at the is null and not null methods. As usual, we start by importing Pandas as PD and NumPy as NP. From Pandas, import series and data frames. Let's create a data frame for our lecture. And let's save it in a variable called data frame. We'll use Pandas data frame method, and let's use NumPy's rand to create a data frame. So np.random.randn, and we'll create a 6x3 data frame, and let's pass index and column names for our data frame. So we'll set the index to be equal to, let's pass a list of alphabets A, B, C, D and E and F, D, E and F for our column names. For our columns, let's pass column 1, column 2 and column 3. Column 1, column 2 and column 3. Let's look at our data frame. So we have 6 rows and 3 columns. In previous lectures, we have seen that we can add a new column. For instance, we can say data frame, and let's add another column by considering the values of column 2. Let's add a boolean true false value for our new column, and let's name our column column 4, and we'll set this to be equal to our data frame where our column 2 values is greater than 0. So our false column will have the values true or false. Now if we look at our data frame, we have a new column, column 4, true, true, false, true, true, true. So whenever the value of column 2 is greater than 0, we have true. Now I will intentionally introduce no values, so NaN, not a number value, in our data frame by using the reindex method. So that's one of the ways where no values are introduced in our data set. Okay, and we'll save that in another variable called data frame 1. We'll set that to be equal to our data frame that reindex, and then we'll pass a list of alphabets, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's make it 10, J. Our initial data frame has 6 rows, but now the new data frame will have 10 rows. And if we call our data frame 1 object, we see that the last 4 rows contain no value. N. We can use the is null and not null methods to find out any missing value in our data frame. So we can do it on the whole data frame. For instance, we can say we have our data frame 1 object that we can call, let's say, the not null method, and this will give us a Boolean result. So we get a true or false. Not null means if it has a value, it's not null, so it will give us true. Whereas whenever there's an NA, we get false. That's the not null method. And the is null method is the opposite. So we have our data frame 1 object. So if we call the is null method, we get the opposite. Is null means is that cell null? No, it's not. So we get a false, and then whenever it's null, we get true. And we can also apply this on a specific column. We can take one column and apply this is null and not null methods. Let's look at an example. So we have our data frame 1 object, and we can consider, let's take column 3. So we can say column 3. So consider column 3 in my data frame 1 object and apply the not null method. So we get a Boolean result, true or false. So whenever that value is null, that means not a number, we get false. And we can use the same method, the is null method, on a specific column. So data frame 1, let's consider column 1 is null. We get false, 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 true. Basically we get the opposite. So this is how we can use the is null and not null methods to find out any missing data or not a number NaN